What's up, everyone? Hey, so I just wanted to talk real quick about, purchasing a new motorcycle, especially an older Harley. It doesn't necessarily need to be older. And what mods I think are important, or upgrades I think is important, when you get a bike right away. Other than the obvious, maybe you need new tires, do the fluid change, maybe you need a clutch, brake pads, all that fun stuff. And assuming that you've already gone through, had an inspector, inspected yourself, making sure it's mechanically sound, there are two things that I always update right away on a Harley, if I can afford it at the time. One of them is going to be the headlight. Those incandescent headlights are fucking horrible. Excuse my language. Yeah, this incandescent headlights on a Harley are not good at all. I remember the first time I bought one, years back, I took it out at night, I couldn't see anything. It's horrible. So, first thing I do is I upgrade right to LED. Harley makes LED lights, and you can also buy knockoffs. I personally buy the knockoff lights. I'll buy them on Amazon. And like this bike here, I've had a knockoff, I think they're called Sunbeams. They've been on here for 2 years. And they've done a hell of a job. I haven't had a single problem with them. In doing so, I changed the rear tail light to LED, turn signals to LED, running lamps to LED. I did have to install a load equalizer to get rid of the hyper flash. I know on most bikes you can just change the headlamp and the front turn signals, and you don't have to install a load equalizer. Just keep the incandescents on the back. Memory serves, you can even change the rear brake light out to LED and not have the hyper flash. So, but altogether, like a 7-inch light, I think it's like $35. Same with a 5 1/4 inch light. It's not really expensive. So yeah, LEDs, and if you do the full LED swap, all 4 turn signals, you need a load equalizer. And depending on what bike you have, it's going to run you, I don't know, 130 to maybe 200, $250. Not super expensive. I think it's more important to be able to see at night than it is to save money on that. The second thing, if you can afford to do so at the time, replace the suspension. Harley is not known for putting top-of-the-line suspension on their vehicles. Not to say it won't work and it's not good enough. You can hop on a bike and ride. But if you want that extra traction and grip, you want to be able to drive faster, especially just not in a straight line and curves and corners, and it helps you with your touring and everything. Put some suspension on there. Everybody right now is, I think they're putting on Legends and Oleans, and those are great. There's some other brands out there that are really good too. Can't think of them off the top of my head. On this bike, it's an 06 Road King. I had the air shocks on it. And the standard height for that was 12 inches for an 06. So I actually just wanted to increase the ride height to 13 inches to help me do some of the obstacles at the cone courses. So I got the progressive suspension 412s. I was absolutely floored how much better the handling is just by changing the rear shocks out, having a really cheap set of shocks. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, progressive suspension, especially the 412s, that was like $300. You're looking at Legend and Olean's top of the line. You can get anywhere up to like $1,400, $1,800 real quick. So yeah, suspension. If you can do front and back, that's even better. With me though, I only had the money to do the front and the back. And those are the only two things I think that are, important upgrades that you need to do right away. Now, mods are a different story. You know, motorcycles, especially Harley, runs them a little bit lean. It helps with emissions. So I also think a stage 1's important. Big air breather, bigger pipes, and then you're gonna need a tuner. If you have EFI or if you have carburetor, you have to be rejetted, and it'll help you run a little bit richer, make your motor not run so hot and a little bit smoother. Other than that, it's a crapshoot, man. You start putting cams in, changing out the lifters, and extra duty valve springs, bore out the heads, or get new heads with bigger pistons. I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen. So, but I'm all for it. I mean, I like power, but at least a stage 1, I think that's kind of important too, just to help your motor run a little bit better and sound better. That's what's really important. It sounds better. You get that mean growl. As much as I love cams, God, I replaced the cam plate in this, and so tempted to change out the cams. I just wanted to be able to have the same gas mileage that I have now on it, so I didn't do it. But knowing me, it's going to happen. We'll see. And it's a twin cam 88. It's not like it's pushing out a crap ton of horsepower. If anything, it's just going to give me a little bit of extra torque and maybe a couple extra horsepower. But yeah, that's about it, guys. So if you have any suggestions about what you think is important to upgrade your bike to as soon as you get it, please leave a message in the comments. I really appreciate it, man. I want to hear y'all's point of view. All right. That'll be it for this episode. Y'all have a good one, man. Later.